Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, here again to regale you with another video. Yes, indeed. And I got a couple of stuff to share with you. So this is basically a collection update or a stuff haul. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of spooky stuff during Christmas season, but I was able to get some spooky stuff that I wanted to share with you. Yes, indeed. So first off, here in the grand old country of Mexico, they established something called El Buen Fin, which is basically the Mexican equivalent of Black Friday sales. But the government in Mexico was like, well, a lot of people got their Christmas bonus early, and we don't want them spending it on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So let's create a sale ourselves with the companies so that we get that a week before, so people will spend the money here and not spend it on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. And for the most part, it seems to work. A lot of people do buy a lot of stuff during this weekend and still buy stuff on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So it must be nice to have that kind of money. Unfortunately, I do not. I am a budget baller, so I do not have that much to spend. But I did buy something, and they did have a booze on sale. Very cheaply, I must say. Yes, indeed. I was surprised how inexpensive it was. Didn't buy a lot, because again, budget baller. But I was able to buy a delicious bottle of the Kraken White Ghost Rum, which is, I'll put a picture here, which is the kind of rum we only get here in the grand old country of Mexico, and I believe some parts in South America. It appears it does not get made or shipped to my neighbors in the United States or Canada, so I apologize for that. It doesn't have the burst of flavor that the black spiced Kraken rum has, or the gold rum, but it's still very delightful, and I found that if you mix it with the flavored sodas that I frequent, it's quite delicious. So yes, indeed. But bought that one was $5, so it was a very good sale because it's usually $10. So for $5, I bought a bottle, and also bought this one. This is not the high-end, higher shelved rum, but it's still pretty expensive, so I've never been able to actually try it. But bought this one for the equivalent of $8, and I was like, God damn, that's a pretty good sale. So I bought a bottle of Flor de Caña 4 years. This is a little bit more expensive than what I frequent, so I've never had Flor de Caña. But this is a rum from Nicaragua, you see. And I've never had Nicaraguan. I don't believe I've ever had Nicaraguan rum. I usually have the Kraken rum. I've had some Cuban rum, and but I don't believe some Jamaican rum. But no, I don't think I've had any from Nicaragua. So I'm really looking forward to tasting this. And again, for $8, can't complain, because this is usually a little bit more expensive. So quite happy with that purchase. Yes, indeed. Now, in that Walmart that they had the sales for El Buen Fin, they had these two guys. I looked all over the store hoping that I would find some more, but these are yard steaks that they had there, and they didn't have any more, even though I looked and asked. So I was like, no, what the fuck are you asking for? We only have this. And so I bought them a little yard steak for Dracula, which is very ironic that you would have a yard steak for a vampire. Then it's made out of wood, so it would seem kind of a vampire's worst nightmare. But it's one of these little cutesy universal designs that I bought a couple of signs on October and some plates. But they're really cutesy, very kid-friendly, but they're universal monsters, so of course I was going to pick it up. I also picked up Frankie. Yes, indeed, there's Frankenstein's monster, and I wanted the bride of Frankenstein. But unfortunately, they didn't have the bride. They only had Frankie and Dracula. So, that was unfortunate, but still pretty cool. I was able to get these guys. Yes, indeed. Also, got as a gift this Starbucks coffee mug. It's decorated with El Dia de Muertos, or Day of the Dead, and it has some skulls, some bones, and a lot of neon-looking pink with a pink cap there. And it's in black, and I like it. I like the design. A lot of people are like, oh, but it's pink. But yes, doesn't matter. Looks cool. Look at it. Look at it. Really cool. I don't frequent Starbucks coffee that much. Don't, a particular fan of Starbucks coffee. Only when I need a hankering for a coffee, and that's all I can get, do I actually go into a Starbucks. But I like the cup designs. And this one was pretty cool. They had another one that was really cool that was like a skeleton hand holding the cup. I never came across one of those. But this was a gift, and it's much appreciated that I got this one. Yes, indeed. Also got as a gift these masks. And it's always a good idea to keep a couple of masks handy. You never know when you might need a mask, or you want to, let's say you want to wear a latex mask, but you can see your skin. You can have one of these pull-up masks, and it will cover you up. I have a couple of black-colored ones, but as a gift, I got a couple of white ones, so I got, I don't know, it has a name, I don't know what the name is, but I call them masks. This white mask that would go like this, and you can put on a mask, so your skin would look white, good for a Terrifier Art the Clown costume. I got another one that's white. Indeed. And I got a red one. Yes, indeed. And I got another red one. So, as gifts. So, they're gifts. I'm not going to say no. So, really cool. I didn't have any. I only have black ones. So, I think I have a brown one. So, yes, different color ones and gifts. That's my jam right there. That's pretty cool. So I got that. Also got, as a gift, a Boo Bucket. Yes, indeed. Does this one say which one it is? No. I don't think it does. But it's the Witch Boo Bucket. I think it's the Witch Boo Bucket. Looks like the Witch. And this year, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the U.S. When the Boo Buckets were on sale. So I missed out on the Boo Buckets. Which makes me very sad, because the zombie and the cat Boo Buckets looked really cool. I'm not gonna lie, the cat one, I really wanted the cat Boo Bucket. But someone that knows me knows that I was really bummed out that I couldn't get the Boo Bucket this year. So they went ahead and got me the Witch Boo Bucket. And I'm quite pleased with that. At least I think it's the Witch. I remember seeing an image of the promotional design for the Boo Buckets. I think this was a goblin, which makes no sense because it clearly looks like the Witch. But hopefully somewhere down the line I'll be able to get the cat Boo Bucket, because that one looked really cool. Also, at that Walmart where I bought the yard steaks, they had these things. As you know, at least if you follow my channel, I like collecting goggles and weird-looking glasses and stuff like that. And, among other things I like collecting. And these were cheap. These were $1. And they're New Year's champagne goggles that say Happy New Year. So you would put them on and you were like, Happy New Year! And I liked it. They had this gold version, which I thought looked pretty cool. And this silver version, which I also thought would look pretty cool. So they have a top hat. Wear these glasses. Goddamn. And I could celebrate the New Year, like, Happy New Year, and get wasted. And eat a lot of food, so that was pretty cool. What else? One more thing. Oh, well, I can talk about these things. We have a craft store here in the Grand Old Country of Mexico, downtown, that sells a lot of stuff. And you have to hunt for these, but I was able to get a bunch of these styrofoam heads. Now, styrofoam, these heads, I use them for my masks, you see. But styrofoam bases, which is basically this is just a full mask with a little bust area, it has been told that styrofoam can dry out your latex masks. And if you have a vinyl mask, the reaction with the vinyl does not go well with styrofoam. That's why I use my Dollar Tree, napkin holders with something on top to paint them. But because again, these are hard to find. But these are $2.50 at that craft store downtown. But they're really hard to find. A lot of people buy them up, so it's kind of hard to come across them. But I came across a couple, so I bought like 4 of those. So now I'm able to display my masks properly. And especially the long ones that are too top heavy because they have hair or they have a bib. But again, because of the reaction that it has with latex or vinyl, it's recommended that you use a plastic bag to cover it up and stuff the mask with some of that shipping paper so it won't dry out. And basically what you get, let me show you one that has one already. The Art the Clown mask that I had. It has a little stable base. You'll see. The plastic so it doesn't dry out the mask. And it's still stuffed with shipping paper. So it has a very nice fit and doesn't wiggle that much. And you have basically a bust display for your latex mask. So again, those masks are pretty hard to find because everyone is looking for them. Try to resell them or use them for themselves for their masks or what have you. So they're very hard to come by because they're very cheap and very cool. But if you do buy those, remember to use the plastic bag and the shipping paper. Otherwise your masks are going to dry out and that's going to suck. But yes, I bought like 4 of those. And the last thing, again, I didn't get the Boo Buckets, but here in McDonald's Mexico, they did release an adult Happy Meal that I guess the U.S. didn't get. With Friends. There's the Friends Adult Happy Meal. And you have the Friends there in the central... Well, it's weird because it has the Monica's apartment, but that's the couch from the Central Perk. And then you have the fountain thing. So yes. These are very Funko looking designs. And come with the little boxes. And the figures look like this. Again, very Funko-ish. But you know me. At least, if you've been following me for a while. I like buying these McDonald's promotional things. From the Boo Buckets to these things. And I didn't catch Friends a lot when it originally aired. I caught a couple of episodes here and there. The one I actively searched for was when I heard that Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to be in an episode. And then that episode with Winona Ryder was going to make out with Rachel. Because it was a big thing. Like, oh my god, Rachel's making out with a lady. Ooh. And now it seems kind of passé. But I still got a couple episodes. Rachel was the main reason why I saw the episodes that I did. Also, Monica was pretty cool. And rewatching them again, they're still kind of funny. One of the shows that hold up a lot better as the age have gone by. So not a super fan, but I still like the show. And I thought these were pretty cool. And again, they're released in Mexico and South America. I think maybe parts of Europe. Very weird that the U.S. didn't get that. But there you go. So yes, that was the relatively short haul video. Some spooky stuff, some random stuff, some McDonald's collectible stuff, and a bunch of gifts were added. When the gifts are very much appreciated, and the booze will very much get enjoyed and drunk. Listen, I'm not gonna say that maybe the Kraken bottle is already halfway done, but the Kraken bottle is already halfway done. It's gonna suck when I finish that bottle and I won't be able to buy another one. But c'est la vie. What do you think was the highlight of the collection? Let us know in the comments down below. But until I see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro thanking you and wishing you all, like always, a good evening.